On today's show, it's our official exit interview with former Senator Angus Crookshank.
Crooker tells us about his decision to sign with the New Jersey Devils, reflects on his time in the Ottawa organization, and more.
This is Brady Tkachuk, and you're listening to the Locked On Senators podcast.
You're Locked On Senators, your daily podcast on the Ottawa Senators. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome! You are locked on to the Ottawa Senators, the only daily podcast covering the Sens. On the outskirts of enemy territory, I'm Ross Levitan, alongside Brandon Piller up in the Blue Mountains. Today's episode is brought to you by Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Today is Wednesday, July 30th, and Pillsy, it's see you later. It's not goodbye. We've only done these exit interviews with 3 players. Angus Crookshank, Igor Sokolov last offseason, and Joey Daccord back in the day.
Yeah, they're tough to do, Ross, especially because these guys are obviously good players, but great people as well that we've become friends with, or friends of the show for sure. And they're on to new opportunities, and this is a decision that Crooker did not take lightly to sign with the New Jersey Devils organization, leaving Ottawa, the team that drafted and developed him, and he's been with his entire career. But hockey's a business, and sometimes you got to make decisions that you feel are best for you and your family and your career. So obviously, we're sad to see Crooker go, but we're wishing him the best, and we're just glad, Ross, that it was not a rival team that he signed with, or even a team in the division. Now, it would have been nice to be out of the conference, but at least it's not a division rival.
Hey, at least it wasn't the Toronto Maple Leafs, right?
Yes.
Now, Utica is in the same division, though, as Belleville. So
fair.
This upcoming season, it's a two-way deal. So take that, Mr. North Vancouver. Or no, damn, West Vancouver. Close.
No, he is from North Vancouver. So
I know it'll make sense throughout the interview. We get in some friendly chirps and how to get under Angus Crookshank's skin. Great conversation coming up. We'll get right to it. This is our chat with Angus Crookshank. All right, this is weird. One of our very good friends. I don't like the shirt he's wearing, but I'm extremely happy for him. It is 2018 Ottawa Senators draft pick, the all-time franchise leader in goals for the Belleville Senators, Angus Crookshank. Welcome back to the show, man. How's your summer going? A busy one, eh?
Yeah, it's been busy, boys. Lots of training, a couple weddings. First summer with some weddings to go to, but just kind of locking in and just trying to do my thing.
Take us through how you're feeling, because you get drafted by the Ottawa Senators. You've been in the organization for years. This offseason comes. I'm sure there was probably at least some idea by you and your agent and maybe general management that you'd at least be considering looking at other options and things like that. So now that it's all settled, you've got your new deal with the New Jersey Devils. Have you been doing a lot of kind of reflecting on what your time in Ottawa has been like, or is it more, let's move on, let's look forward?
I think a little bit of both. I mean, I have a lot of gratefulness, if that's a word, for the organization, and I'm very thankful for my time there. I mean, to be honest, as a guy that was kind of as a call-up guy, I was like, okay, I'm wanting to play in the NHL. So I mean, I'd be doing myself a disservice if I didn't see what was out there on the market. We still talked to the Sens, had a good negotiation with them. We decided to go a different route, and just kind of the thing that I prioritized the most with just talking to my agent was just opportunity. And it just from our discussions, it seemed as though that the best opportunity would be with New Jersey.
Yeah, and heck of a contract too. Really happy to see you not only get multiple years, but the second year being a one-way deal kind of gives you the confidence from the organization, right? Like they see you as a piece that can help their NHL team.
Yeah, I'm pretty. I'm very fortunate that they did decide to give me the one way. I feel like my body of work is reflective of that. But I mean, it's always, you never really know. There's so many uncertainties when it comes to that sort of stuff. So it was the deal that we were wanting, and with an organization that has opportunity. So it's not just kind of a throwaway type thing. And I'm really excited about it.
Now, when you talk about opportunity, Crooker, is that kind of looking at the roster and trying to figure out, okay, here's where I fit in, here's where I could fit in their NHL team? Or is it a bit more of your discussions with coaching, management, and how they kind of sold the opportunities to you?
I think a little bit of both. I mean, you look around, you look, as soon as you have teams talking, you pull up the rosters, you pull up who's on contract, who's not on contract for next year, and that sort of stuff. But also just having discussions with, I mean, I personally never had discussions with management or coaching staff when the negotiations were happening. But just, I mean, my agent, I've been with him since I was 15, and he's been right at every step of my career. So I don't have, like, he shoots it straight for me, and I have no reason to not trust him. But yeah, I think you kind of weigh everything out, and sometimes you just kind of have like a gut feeling of like, this feels right. And I just kind of had that, to be honest, with New Jersey.
Yeah, well, we're really happy to see it, man. And I know that opportunity is number one for you. I mean, this is your 7th or 8th time now on the show, and we feel like we've gotten to have a really great rapport with you and understand that work ethic and kind of the determination that you play with is what gets you to where you are, and it's completely well-deserved. And it must be nice, too, that even though it is still a 2-way contract in the first year, it's a pretty hefty raise from what you were making on your last deal. So it's got to be at least nice to see that the hard work, especially, people don't forget, man, the way you battled back from that knee injury as a rookie in the American Hockey League to come back. Like, that has to be a nice kind of pat on the back where it's like, hey, all that effort, all those long days of rehab and getting back to not only the player you were, but growing to where you are now, where it pays off, literally.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of had a moment after I submitted the contract, and I signed and sent it back and all that stuff, and they submitted it. It was kind of like all right, like this is pretty cool.
Nice.
Like, it's been definitely, to your point, it's been a long road since that time. Pretty dark time in my career. But you know what? I think especially that point in my life, and I'm better for it now. And I learned a lot about myself, and also what I can kind of tap into in those difficult moments, whenever it may be.
And super notable, I think, to put out there as well. Like, you became an Ottawa Senator one day after Brady Tkachuk, just to get a sense. Like, it was really the first day of the rebuild, where it was the 2018 draft. They had just had that season that fell off the rails in Ottawa, and it was like, okay, let's look forward. So I want to go all the way back to that moment for you. Seeing where Ottawa was when you got picked, was that kind of exciting for you, where it's like, hey, they're going young, like there could be a real route here? After going to school, you knew as a 5th round pick, it wasn't going to be step in at training camp the next year and make the team. But what was your initial reaction, if you can remember back to when you were picked by Ottawa?
Oh, just excited. I mean, to what you just said, at the time, it was a very young team that was going all in on a rebuild. So for me, as a guy I hadn't signed yet, so I was going to my first dev camp and then going to school from there. I was like, okay, like this is a good opportunity for me. I need to dial in my stuff and my craft for the next however many years at school. Ended up being 3, but it was, you know what, like I said, I loved my time there. The amount of people I can thank would be endless. I mean, the ones that come to mind are like Jerry and Marnie Townend, Dave Bell, Troy Mann as well. Just people that kind of shaped me into the player and the person I am. But to your point, it was super exciting, and it was something I really wanted to be a part of. And I mean, I was fortunate. I got to play 21 or 22 games as an Ottawa Senator, and got to live out my 2 of my biggest dreams in life, which is playing an NHL game and scoring a goal.
Well, I can guarantee something, Crooker. Your next goal in the NHL is going to be against a team you've never scored on. He's got 2 NHL goals, Pilsy. 1 against the Arizona Coyotes. Don't think he's going to score on them next. Nope. And the other against the New Jersey Devils. So I hope you don't score on them next.
No, that would be tough. That'd be tough.
But yeah, to your point, right? You got to play your first NHL game. There's that great video that you'll be able to look back on forever where your family was able to come out. We had your brother on right after that trip. I think he's still finishing that extreme tall boy he had in the crowd there when you scored that goal.
Was like a bit. I've never seen a tall boy that big in my life.
2 hands on the stick.
Yeah, seriously. That was a bruiser.
That's awesome. Just one more on the Devils before we fully look back at your time in Ottawa. Do you have any connections in the organization, like players, coaches, people that you're at least familiar with, so it's not like kind of new kid at school feeling?
There's a couple guys. So Brendan Dillon, he works out at the same gym as me, and he and I had kind of met, a couple times, just through like skates and stuff, but like didn't really know each other that well.
He's a 10 out of 10 guy. I got to see him a bit when he was playing with the Jets and cover him. He's an awesome dude.
Very, very good person. And like as soon as I signed, like got my number immediately, sent me this huge text. Like when the gym the next day, gave me a massive hug, was super pumped for me. Like it was really kind of cool. And then a couple guys from the team also shot me a text, which was kind of a nice touch as well.
We know there's a lot of turnover in the American Hockey League, but was it kind of cool to see your boy Cole Reinhardt also get a one-way contract and just kind of almost graduating together in a way? Is that a fair way to put it?
100%. He and I text pretty much every day still. And just, I remember when we were both kind of going through that, we were checking in on each other like, hey, how's it looking? How's it all going? And then when we both kind of found out, like literally the same time on July 1st, our contracts, like, and he, like, we were so pumped together at the same time. It was pretty awesome, and it's going to be a great opportunity for Rhino out there as well.
What can you say to people at Belleville? Because obviously you got to spend a lot of time there. Mention the all-time franchise leader in goals. What was the trajectory? Because obviously your first year, it's in Ottawa, and you miss a bunch of the season anyways with the knee issue, and then kind of getting to be in that community for as long as you were.
I have nothing but great things to say about the area, the people. I mean, the organization, but mainly the people in the area. It's such a great area. I think it gets kind of bashed on for no reason, to be honest with you. Especially like you get there during the year, you're still 25, 26, 27 degrees outside. You're out there golfing. You got to go into practice, go play, but then also on practice days, you still have your tee times. You got great restaurants around there, and the people were so supportive of us. Whenever you kind of walk through the town, people would kind of bump into you. Oh, like great game last night, great game the other night, whatever it is. So just very kind of thankful for their support, but also kind of their buy-in and involvement in the team.
Today's episode is brought to you by our friends over at Gametime. We've all been there, logging on early and waiting forever for concert tickets to go on sale, only to lose your spot for a show you've been dying to see. Live music should be about making memories, not dealing with the stress of ticket shopping. That's where Gametime comes in. Gametime makes getting concert tickets faster and easier than ever. Prices actually drop as it gets closer to showtime, and you can save up to 60% off with their killer last-minute deals. I use Gametime to get my concert tickets this summer, and I'm glad I did. If you're tired of the endless scrolling trying to find the best deal, Gametime Zone Deals picks the best seats for you in your section. And if you're worried about what your seats are going to look like before you buy, the app will show you a panoramic seat view so there's no surprises. With Gametime, turn on the all-in feature, and the price you see is the price you pay, no hidden fees. And if you're worried about what happens if your plan changes, don't worry. The Gametime guarantee has your back with cancellation protection and more. So take the guesswork out of buying concert and show tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off. Download the Gametime app today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. what are some of the highlight moments of your time? Let's stick with Belleville for now. We can move on. We can do Ottawa as well, but you spend a majority of your time there. So what are some of the key moments when you're looking back? You're like, oh man, that was sweet. That was awesome, etc.
Cool moments. Jeez. I think one for sure was the Syracuse goal in overtime
And
right before All-Star break.
Nice.
When I got suspended for 2 games, and well, we appealed it, but my Belsey came up to me after the game, because I was about to fly out to the All-Star game, and he texted me that night because they were busing back, and I was in the hotel in Syracuse because I flew out of there. He was like, "Hey, like, what'd you do after you scored?" Like, oh, I don't know. The guy was like chirping the boys in the box earlier and was getting like pretty gutty. So I was like, went over them and let them know, like, have a good night.
Let them know. Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess on the camera, because the camera quality wasn't great in Syracuse, the referees had thought I had double birds the guy. Like on my,
that would have been a great move.
That would have been incredible. But like, I was like, no, that's not what I did. Like, you guys should probably go look at this. But he said, yeah, as of right now, you're suspended for the next 2 games.
1 game for each bird, or what?
I guess so. That was a cool moment.
That was a sick goal too.
Yeah, it was a nice goal. That's one I'll remember.
Yeah.
And honestly, kind of our little playoff run that we had, not this past year, the year before that was just so fun to be a part of. Wasn't exactly healthy at the time of playing, but just being a part of that run and seeing how excited and how invested the entire town was in it, it was amazing. And just how loud it was pretty darn cool. It kind of makes you think of like whenever people in town talk about the Bulls and how great the Bulls were and all that stuff, it's like, okay, maybe this is kind of what it was all about for them.
So if anybody next season is sitting behind the penalty box of the Utica Comets at CAA Arena, how do they get under your skin?
I don't know.
You suck on LOSP. I'm glad I don't have to hear you every second week.
Yeah. I would probably laugh at that. I don't know how you can really get under my skin, to be honest with you. I've heard it all, really. You can come at my teeth. That's boring. You come at my stature. That's boring.
Yeah.
I got it from my coach every single day. I don't know, but somebody's going to have to get a little creative, though. If
someone can call you a white collar guy.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Blue collar tendencies, though.
The most blue collar guy you'll find in West Van.
Sure. Hey.
Yeah, North Van. Come on, Ross.
Oh, hey, that's how you get under his skin.
Yeah,
there's a big
scum.
Hey, Crooker, didn't I see you on Hastings last week?
There's a big difference between North and West Vancouver. The average person, yeah. I won't.
He's about to give you the double birds right now, Ross.
Exactly. You're suspended for 2 games.
You know what? Officially, you are not welcome on the next 2 podcasts.
Perfect. That's two podcasts, Susby.
Yeah, pending appeal. Yeah, no doubt. You also got to the Ottawa Senators at a super interesting time. The road trip that some say changed it all. And that was DJ Smith was let go after a number of years. Jacques Martin took over behind the bench. I know we chatted with you pretty soon after that because you'd scored your first NHL goal. And now reflecting on that, like, what a welcome to the NHL moment, hey?
Yeah, that was a lot. I didn't really know what to kind of do because I'm still trying to come down from Vegas the night before. That's
relatable.
Yeah, I guess for different ways, I guess. But I was still trying to kind of process all that, and I hadn't been sent back, so maybe I did good, or like, I don't know. There's so many thoughts of going through your head, and then we have a meeting the next morning, and I don't know. I just figured it was going to be just this is what we're doing for practice or going over video, and then Steve walks in and tells us the news, and Jacques comes in and chats. I was like, holy, like what? Like what? Like, what a second day in the NHL. Like,
is Crooker a coach killer?
I maybe could be. Don't tell Dave Bell that. But Yeah, so that was kind of interesting to deal with, but I mean, I saw just on how hard guys kind of took it. We were like, guys felt that they let down DJ and stuff like that. So it was kind of somber that day. But I mean, I think it's just kind of part of the business a little bit. Everybody kind of started to realize it's just, we got to be better and all that stuff. And I think from there on, it kind of, the trajectory of everything started to go up from there.
Yeah. Hey, if Crooker plays over 10 minutes in his debut, we're making a change. Plays 10-11. That's it. Sorry. But jokes aside, obviously we could joke about it now because everyone's landed on his feet. DJ is doing great in Los Angeles as well. And you getting a two-year deal, one-way NHL. So you're not a coach killer. I promise you, Crooker.
Hopefully
promise you. No, but I just find that so interesting at the timing of it that obviously you had no idea that it was coming. And then all the guys who had been there for so long, it's just kind of, I can only imagine what the emotions must have been like for you. And then you go out there and was it you scored the second goal of the game, right? In Arizona?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
I was going to say you could have scored the first goal under Jacques Martin part 2, but what was it like playing under Jacques? I mean, as a guy who you had one NHL game of experience and he had about 650 or 700 behind the bench.
Seriously.
Probably more.
Yeah, probably more.
Just very calm. Like everything's very, like if there's a correction and that needed to happen, it was very like he'll crouch down beside you and he'll talk to you like face to face. There's no barking. There's no freaking out, that sort of stuff. If anything, like the person that were kind of like, that was a little harder was Alf. Like whenever like he'll give you like a little kick in the rear end and like bark you a little bit, kind of how like a vet does to a young kid type thing. Like very like, I mean, him being a captain, like that's probably how it's the easiest way for him to kind of coach and lead, which works. I mean, and everybody respects him. His career speaks for itself. But being under Jacques, I like Jacques. I mean, he gave me a proper opportunity in the NHL. I mean, it was pretty cool. Like obviously that first call up happened and that's all kind of adrenaline and you're trying to figure out like, holy crap, like I'm in the NHL. And then that second one, the first game, which was the New Jersey game, and I was playing with Timmy and G.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Which was like, oh my God. So it was cool. Like he was able to give me a proper chance and to let me show what I could do.
Yeah, that's crazy. I remember your story about being in the power play meeting with all those guys. And what did Alfie say? Hey, Angus, no, add anything?
It was a line meeting. So like we did line meetings. So each line in a set of defensemen would go off with a coach. I'm in the room with G, Timmy, Shabby, and Chicky. I've played all of 6 games in the NHL, and they're talking about like different clips and shifts, like what we could throw in. And Alf's like, anything to add, Crooker? I'm like, I'm all set.
I need 2 corrections here. Well, one further and one correction. Only 7 players in NHL history have been captain for one team longer than Daniel Alfredsson, by the way. 13 seasons as captain with the Ottawa Senators. And I said, 700 games for Jacques Martin?
Yeah, that's way low.
Way off.
To be fair, he was at 698 when he got rehired by Ottawa. So he's at 750 with Ottawa, but he's at 1,350 overall. So I cut him in half.
He was going to be in the thousands for sure.
1,300.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So let's go through your top NHL moments. Like when you think back, is it that first doing the rookie lap for warmups, the first goal, first win? What really stands out to you?
You know what? I think it was. I mean, you have the obvious ones like your first game, first goal. Those were like lifetime moments I'll never forget, but those are kind of the boring answers. To be honest, I think kind of being around the team this year, like what kind of a cool moment for me this year was just, I mean, we played in Columbus and we lost the game. We didn't play great, but we'd clinched because Detroit lost.
Yeah.
And being in the room for that moment and just how fired up the staff was, how fired up management was, to just kind of be around that. And everybody was so, I mean, nobody was happy about how we played, but everybody kind of moved on like, holy crap, we're going to the playoffs now. Like this is what we've been working for. That, and honestly, another cool moment when I got sent down right at the end of the year to go help Belleville in like the last 2 games to maybe sneak in. We played Chicago, and that whole stint, I thought I'd played that was the best hockey I thought I'd played in the NHL. I mean, really, the 8 games I think I played were the best 8 games I've played.
Agreed.
And when I got sent back, normally it's just the assistant GM, so it's normally Ryan Bonus or Bones, I always called him, just saying like, hey, like we're gonna send you down, whatever. But like Steve, Travis, Bones, like all like the coaching staff and management all came out to like shake my hand and tell me how good of a job I did and how impressed they were and that sort of stuff. So it was like, especially with the year and how kind of frustrating it was at some times when it came to waiting for my opportunity, it was kind of fulfilling knowing that like when I did get my chance, I did good on it. And so, yeah, that was kind of selfishly a cool moment for me.
Oh, that's awesome, man. And do you remember Steve Stais playing for the Canucks back in the day? Was that your time?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Crazy.
I was more dialed in on the big boys, to be honest with you. Like
yeah, that's great. What, you don't like a good steady right shot defenseman?
I love Marcus Naslund and Daniel Sedin, man. Those are my only 2 guys. I would ISO cam them the entire game.
Yeah, I remember one of our first times having you on, we asked who your all-time lineup would be, like if you could play on a line with 2 guys, and I think that's what you said there. Or you might have said Naslund and Bertuzzi, honestly.
Oh yeah, what the West Coast Express, baby.
Yeah. Just
Such
add a little North
line.
Van in there. Well, yeah, it was almost the same time where Vancouver had that and Ottawa had the pizza line cooking up.
Yeah, would have been the same times. That would have been a fun game to watch. I probably didn't even clue into that because I just hated the Flames. I didn't even think about, to be honest, I didn't really think much about the Sens.
Yeah.
Because all I watched when I'm 6 years old is the Canucks. So
well, I'm gonna date myself here pretty big. Actually, no, you would have been like 15 at this point, but I flew to Vancouver for that indoor-outdoor game where Luongo didn't get the start.
Oh, yeah, they started Eddie Lack. I was at that game. I was
Me
rattled.
Too.
I was rattled.
Yeah, wild move.
That's wild.
Like, Torts, what are you doing, man? Like Luongo was the greatest goalie in this organization's history.
There was a moment in that game. Maybe I'll post it on Twitter again. But they did like a 360 crowd shot, and you could like go log in online afterwards and find yourself.
We did that right after
buddy,
too.
Yeah. Okay. So me and my buddy in the screenshot are leaning over, chirping, and everybody in our section has just the straightest faces, just like so upset. They were losing the game. They were up, I think, 2-0, and then Ottawa came back, scored 3 straight, and then it's just me and my buddy, just the biggest grins on our face, just having the time of our life. But that's crazy that you're at that game too. I was sold an outdoor game. They had the roof closed.
They had the
like,
roof
what the
closed
heck was that?
Yeah, I know. It was
fake snow.
Yeah, one of the best jersey matchups all time, though, in an outdoor game.
Oh, some of the best. You got the Millionaires jerseys and the old Sens jerseys.
Yeah, like the cream ones. They ended up using those as an alternate for like 3 more seasons after that. They're like,
Might
yeah,
as well.
it's too sick.
That's another reason why Luongo was so pissed. Didn't he get a full Millionaires gear done, like pad, walker, helmet? He was kitted out, and then he's on the bench.
Yeah, you got to use it for morning skate. That was it.
Oh my God, that's tough. I got just a couple more for you, Crooker, here. We appreciate your time, man. And just like we said with Igor last summer, this isn't goodbye. We're going to be tracking and following your career here as it goes forward and rooting for you every single step of the way. Really happy to see you found a landing spot where there is a true opportunity to be a full-time NHLer as soon as possible. With that said, was there a different vibe? You were up in Ottawa a fair bit this year, especially in the most critical time of the season where the boys were dialed in trying to make a push for the playoffs. Was there a noticeable shift in terms of whether it's focus, culture, whatever you want to say, from your first call up to what you saw this season when you were in Ottawa?
I think there's more calm. Everybody's so dialed in and focused and that sort of stuff. But whenever stuff wasn't going right, or say we had a 10-minute stretch that stuff wasn't clicking or whatever it was very just calm, like TV timeout, nobody's screaming and yelling. It's very, okay, let's get back to what we do best here. Let's simplify our game, that sort of stuff. Like, I think the veteran the veterans and the coaching staff did a really good job of kind of keeping everybody at bay and not freaking out at each other. Because as soon as stuff goes sideways, that's when people start getting pissed off and start yelling at teammates and all that stuff. And that's just not what you're wanting. And I'm not saying that the Sens were like that before, but I think just with kind of the confidence of knowing that they're such a good team now, you're like, okay, like we had a 10-minute stretch. Sure, we gave up a goal. We're down 1 or something like that. We can go score 3 in 7 minutes right now. Like let's not freak out here.
No, I love that. Final question for me, and then Pills, you'll have one here to wrap up. We always hear players, whether they're watching games on TV or on the bench, on a line with, they're taking things from a lot of different guys, trying to make their game better. Are there guys in Ottawa that you've really tried to, whether it's watching them in practice with their habits, that you're trying to take a piece of that with you as you build your game to the next level?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you're always trying to learn. There's no such thing as the perfect hockey player. I'm sure even you could ask McDavid, and there's stuff that he's wanting to work on too. I think the two biggest things, the one that I took away the most from was playing with G, and just how he can really slow the game down at his own pace, which I was like, okay, I've been trying to work on that more and more, because I mean, I'm a very fast paced player. Like I want to get moving, but like there's times where like I'll even watch clips of myself and I'm like, okay, I could probably slow down here and look for a play, and I could probably make the same play. At worst, I end up originally making, but if I slow down here, maybe that buys time for a guy to slip to the back door or slip open for another option or whatever it is. Because I think he does he's so elite at it. He always has been, but he can also rev it up at the same time. So I think that was cool. That was one thing I took for sure. And I think just watching Brady around the front of the net, I mean, I love getting to the front of the net, but finding ways to score more at the net. I think Brady's one of the best in the league in front of the net. So being able to kind of pick his brain and learn a couple things from him was pretty cool.
Final question for me, Crooker. Now that you're in an off season and Ross is just going to get a prop, now that you're in your off season where you're changing organizations for the first time, does your off season and training, does that look different now that you're with a new organization? Like, are they kind of telling you, hey, this is what we want you to focus on and train with this off season, so you're ready and know what to expect come training camp? Or is it you've already got your routine, you've got your trainer, you got your guys you skate with, and you're sticking to it kind of thing?
Great.
I think I'm just kind of sticking to what I've been doing. I kind of like that. I kind of like my program, my setup, and I've been in good shape going into camp every year. So I don't. For me, it's one of those things. I don't think I need to change anything. I think obviously continuing to learn, but learn on the ice, but from a gym standpoint, I think I like what I'm doing. I'm strong every year. But as far as pressure from New Jersey to do certain things, no, they've talked about like just continue to play my game and like don't change who I am as a player. They like how I can kind of slide up and down the lineup. I can play fourth line for you one night, or if you need me to play in the top six, I can play in the top six. So just kind of sticking to that and just trying to be the best version of myself.
Love it, man. Well, I will slowly raise your Belleville Sens jersey to the rafters here on LOSP. Crooker, we appreciate the hell out of you, man. You're an awesome guy, easy to root for. I appreciate our conversations too when you're in Winnipeg this year, coming in, and you're a genuine dude and you're easy to root for. So we wish you all the best, man, going forward. And don't be a stranger either, eh? You always know where to find us, and we'll be the guys with the Crooker pom-poms on. So really appreciate you, man. Great rest of the summer, and we look forward to seeing you do big things next season. But when you come to CAA Arena, there's going to be a lot of West Van talk, okay?
All right.
Awesome. Final question. As people know, when we say final question, means the interview's halfway over. Did you get a text from Igor when you signed elsewhere and said, you ain't touching my all-time points leader for the Belleville Sens?
No, I didn't get it. No, he shot me a text just saying how happy he was for me.
Yeah.
But no, there was talk about the all-time points list being in jeopardy.
Okay. All right. Had to check there. You end your career with the Senators organization, second in points with the Belleville Senators, first in goals, one more than Igor, and you finish your Ottawa Senators career tied for 273rd in points with 4 in 21 games. Crooker, appreciate you, man. We'll do this again soon.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for everything.
I'm going to miss Crooker. What an absolute beauty, Pillsy. Any final thoughts on today's show?
Final thoughts for me, Ross, is hopefully there's no more cult heroes we have to say goodbye to, because Crooker was an absolute beauty, and we're going to miss him.
Yes, we will. Cult Heroes, Ring of Honor draft coming up on Friday. Hope everyone's enjoying their summer. Sens hockey is just about a month and a bit away. The countdown's not quite on yet, but we're enjoying ourselves throughout this summer.
The countdown to the countdown is on. Can we say that?
We absolutely can. So when does the countdown officially begin? That's the real question. If, let's say, rookie tournament is like the September 9, 10, 11, 12, around there, maybe that weekend.
After rookie tournament, you mean?
Is that when do we count down to? Do we count down to when rookies report? Do we count down till the first preseason game? Do we count down to the first regular season game? Like, what's the first countdown where we can say Sens hockey's back?
I think preseason, because obviously the rookies, you're seeing Sens jerseys on ice trying to score goals up against other jerseys. So that's a little amuse-bouche, Ross. Preseason is the appetizer. Regular season is the entree. And hey, playoffs, we don't have to be shy about saying the P word, is the dessert.
That's the dessert cake. Because I was going to say, if you're running out of courses, you could even say the rookie tournament's like sitting down and ordering your beverage.
Yeah, sure.
Because, I mean, Logan Hensler's not going to be there. Like, it's basically going to be yakking the boys.
Yeah.
Did the Sens score a goal in rookie tournament last year? Didn't they get pumped 3 games in a row?
Yeah, it wasn't good. What I was going to say, Ross, is usually you don't want to yak before your appetizers, but in this case, we'll make an exception.
Yeah, we'll definitely make the exception there. So yeah, let us know in the comments. What are you counting down to? Is it the regular season, or do you just want to see the boys back out on the ice? Sooner, the better. We'll be here every step of the way, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Ring of Honor drafts. They're getting contentious. We got 2 different winners and 3 extremely tight competitors when it comes to the voting so far. So we'll continue that, hopefully, tomorrow. Or if you want a landslide win for my team, I'm down with that as well. We'll see you on Friday. For Brandon Piller, I'm Ross Levitan. This has been another edition of the Locked On Senators podcast, your team every day.